Hey, it's me, Adam, in the garage on 10/3/2016, 9:31 p.m. Tongue feels much better today. Although earlier I looked at it, and this is, it's like one of those fucking hypochondriacal freakouts that I had. I looked at my tongue earlier, and I noticed like this whiteness, like this white sort of patch on it. Promptly had a fucking freak out, because, white lesions on your tongue are typically what's called leukoplakia. But I really had to research this, like really look into it to like get the full scoop of what the fuck is going on with leukoplakia. I mean, the first few things I read kind of scared me. It was like 1 in 5 white patches are precancerous, carcinoma in steo or whatever. But I mean, it didn't get until fucking. I mean, you would have if I can't imagine somebody that isn't quite as thorough with this research as I am, because I mean I get fucking insane with this shit. Like I can't imagine, what kind of. Cause it just seems irresponsible to me to be listing, white patches, cancer. I mean, there shouldn't even be a fucking connection. There should be a list of like a list of fucking things before you even read the article that says, if you're under 65, you almost certainly do not have oral cancer. Yeah, I mean, it took me a bit of research to realize that white lesions in your mouth almost always are what's called frictional keratosis, which is, just maybe you have a sharp, jagged tooth edge, which I certainly did, because I have a wisdom tooth back there that's, broken. So, there's kind of a jagged edge back there. And what happens is the tongue sort of rubs against the tooth all the time. And then, eventually it'll start to form like this protective layer of skin on the tongue, which is, it's a normal human reaction. There's nothing malignant about it, so. And, those have a rate of malignant they have a rate of turning into malignancies the same as like, regular mucosa. Which is, tissue that's wet tissue, basically. So, no chance of, basically, I don't have fucking precancerous lesion in my mouth. Because, it's being caused by it's like a callus sort of thing being caused by my jagged tooth rubbing up against the edge of my tongue. So that's where it's coming from. There's nothing. But, before I knew that, I was fucking like, this is cancer until it's proven. I've literally, it's just the visceral sensation of what somebody must feel like. And I've watched videos of people before being diagnosed in the moment with cancer. Like some girl on the phone being told she had breast. And I don't know why I watch this shit. It's just fucking compulsive morbidity that I, do. But, I've watched people, like, on the phone being told they have cancer, and I'm having the same reaction as that. Like, that sort of heavy breathing, just pure adrenaline rush. And, it's just like, anytime I ever think, like, something's wrong with me, it's just, I have that fucking same reaction, and I shouldn't fucking have that reaction ever unless I'm actually being diagnosed with cancer. I should never have that reaction. And I just feel like, some of these medical fucking, it's just very irresponsible. Like, the way that they word things sometimes, like, oh, we gotta get a biopsy. All white lesions, you need a biopsy. It was a dumb, the tail end of that was stupid sounding. Where I did the laugh thing. It's a very amateur thing that, I don't know, I have no idea what I'm saying. But, yeah, just hugely irresponsible, I feel, to just, say shit like that. Especially someone, I'm 29 years old, so, and I looked up the statistics on this too. I think I looked at the UK, both UK and US statistics. In the UK, I think it's even. It gives you a better idea of the rarity of that particular type of cancer in people my age. In per year, it's about 30,000 people. Or no, it's the U.S. Well, let's just do U.S. statistics. Per year, it's about 30,000 people in the U.S. get diagnosed with oral cancer. That's cancer of the oral cavity. That can be anywhere in your tongue, to your lips, 95% of them are over 40, and I think it's something like 2% are under 35. And 2% of 30,000 is what? Couple hundred? Fucking like 600? So it's pretty fucking rare for, it's not unheard of, but it's just it would be very unlikely. That seems to be the case with all of these things that I get afraid of, is that there's just so, for some, I can't, I don't want to think about what it's going to be like when I'm older, when I'm like in my 40s, and, I'm still having these freakouts. I won't have this crutch of, it doesn't happen to people in my age. So yeah, well, I don't have to worry about that until it's time to worry about that. Who knows? Maybe we'll have cured cancer by then. Looks like we might be on that track anyway as a society. Though I can't take credit for. I'm saying we as if it's like saying we as in a football team when you can't claim to take any credit for anything. But yeah, it's just my tooth rubbing against the side of my tongue. It's why why I was talking about my tongue hurting for the past couple journal entries. Because, my fucking jagged tooth back there is scraping against the side of my tongue, and it's making it hurt. So, that's what the problem is. Yeah, but, other than that, I'm fine. Went for another 2.8 mile run through the Insane Hill twice again. So that's good. Happy about that. I was saying to myself, like the mantra, because I have running mantras that I say to myself one of the mantras that I have when I'm running is because there's one hill that's just stupidly steep, but there's another hill before that isn't quite as steep. It's a little bit steep, but it's not quite as steep. One of the mantras that I do when I'm running up the super steep hill is, this is only as bad as the other hill was before. Before I was in better shape, because just over the past 5 months, ever since I quit smoking, really, just been running a lot. So I've been good. So yeah, it's just I'm getting in better shape generally, I think is what I'm saying. And I don't get tired. So that's good. Went over to the music store today, Springfield Music, to get strings. I brought $4 with me. I was going to say to the guy, that's what I did. I went over that with $4. I said to the guy, do you have any electric guitar strings for under $4? And he was like, yeah, I'll make you a deal. We'll get you strings for under $4. And we went over to the fucking strings section for electric guitar. And then unthinkingly, so I wasn't even, about to ask him for the more expensive strings. Unthinkingly, I said, because he asked me what gauge I want, and I don't know shit about fucking gauge numbers or anything. As many times as I've played guitar, I just want to make it clear that I've fucking bought guitar strings many times. Maybe I should probably brush up on my fucking, I don't know. Anyway, I was saying, that the regular slinkies would be the perfect string, but that was only in reference to the gauge number. But I think he took it in the wrong way. It was he took it as in me kind of pushing my luck, But great thing is, it worked out anyway because he got me the fucking regular Slinkies. So there's like $6 over there, I think I saw. I don't know. But yeah, so that's good. But then, of course, what happened was I strung the guitar up, had all the strings done. Then I was trying to clip off. Well, I asked Dad if he had any wire cutters. And I was trying to like squeeze off I was trying to cut off the ends of the strings. Like when you tune up a guitar, you have to cut off the ends of the strings. I was trying to cut those off, and then Dad said, "Here, let me try." And then he was doing it, and then he cut one of the strings accidentally. The exact string that I bought the strings for, because my D string was broken, so I had to get new strings. But then he accidentally cut the D string again, so that was kind of disappointing. But whatever, it's not really a big deal. So we're up to 11 minutes, so goodbye.